Well, hey there, friend, and welcome to day one of the Getting Started Challenge. I'm so excited that you are here, and we are kicking off this 5-day challenge with day one, and that is going to be all about shifting your mindset and your beliefs. But before we get into it, one of the things I just want to share with you why I created this challenge and to give a little background onto why I believe it's very important. And it is all about getting started from scratch and knowing and learning how to build your business and land clients without having a website. Now, that's not to say that you don't ever need a website. It's just something that I have seen so many people fail to launch or fail to get started because they are so overwhelmed by the idea of thinking that they need to build this incredible fancy schmancy website before they actually get started to get clients and get paid, right? I receive countless emails and messages, people telling me that when I ask like, what are you doing to get clients or how is that going? And they're like, oh, I'm just waiting for my website. And so it's this constant waiting game. And I want to show you throughout this challenge and through each of these days that you can actually build a successful business and start from scratch without necessarily having to take on the overwhelm or burden of thinking that you need a website right away, especially in the beginning. Okay. So one of the things today is a little bit, we're going to talk about mindset and some of the beliefs that you might have that you're not even aware of and sort of bring some light to it. And that way, because once it becomes into awareness, we can start to observe it and watch it and then change it. Okay. So even if it's just not, you're thinking like, oh, I already have a website, this isn't necessarily anything that's important to me, I still want you to stick around, especially even for today, because the process that we're going to go through is something that you can apply to so many other areas of your life. Okay. So that's day one. That's what we're going to talk about in day one. Day two is where we're going to create your roadmap. This is really starting from scratch. We're going to get really clear on what services you want to offer and help people with, plus the importance of packaging them in a certain way so that it doesn't overwhelm or confuse the potential client, because if you confuse, you will lose. And the more overwhelming or confusing it is about what you do, the less likely they're going to say yes. The second thing is we're going to talk about is how do you want to help people? And in which way? So this might be group coaching, it might be one-on-one or group coaching, like I said, group coaching, or it might also be just simply like you're going to do one-to-one services through web development, things like that. And then we're going to talk about who specifically you want to help with. Now, I know that you might be thinking, Amanda, I have zero clue as to who I want to help. Now, what I will tell you, and I'm a firm believer that whether you move an inch or a mile forward, the goal is to always be moving forward. So even if we can get a little bit more clear on who you want to help, that's a win. Progress over perfection, my friends. As long as we're moving forward, whether it's an inch or a mile, we're good. Okay. That's the goal. Last thing is we're going to brainstorm. We're going to talk about where these people might be hanging out at, because I want you to be as efficient and as effective, intentional as possible. So if we know who you want to help, then we can start to craft a game plan for, okay, where are these people at? And how do I market my services towards them? Okay. So that's all happening on day 2, tomorrow, Tuesday, but maybe you're watching this later and tomorrow's a Friday. Anyway, I digress. Day 3, it's all about how are you getting clients. So I'm going to teach you the importance of setting up discovery calls. Ooh, I love discovery calls. They are so key. And when done right, they are a really valuable and integral part of your business and a profitable part of your business, right? Very important. And then also how to create a buying environment through value-based questioning. Oh my gosh. I spent 5 years as a contractor facilitating sales, marketing, leadership development, employee engagement, all this stuff, which I love. And now I get to apply it in my business today. But one of the things that I did is I trained and facilitated thousands, and I mean thousands, of workshops with call center reps, all about how to have quality conversations, how to generate more sales, how to do value-based questionings, how to create a buying environment, how to make it so that the person, your potential client, know, like, and trust you in a matter of like 5 minutes. There's skill set, there's methodology to that. So we're going to talk about creating a buying environment, because I don't like to be sold and I don't think you like to be sold. So we're going to talk about how you can create that environment so people like to buy though, right? Love to buy. Yes, yes, or yes. Okay. Then day 4, we're going to talk about the process. This is the actual process that I What I share with you on day 4 on Thursday is this is going to take the place of your website for the interim. Okay. Again, we're starting from the beginning. If you are stalling out getting clients or marketing your services because you think you need a website, I'm going to actually teach you a process that you can set up in 25 minutes or less using software that is 100% completely free, which is amazing. So this process is going to take the place of your website, allow you to get up and running, get clients, make money. And then as you're making money, you can then come over and hang out with me and join my membership, where inside there's an entire course that teaches you how to build your website, your Squarespace website, in 30 days or less. Okay. Then day 5, we're going to talk about the next steps. This is all about taking action. Now that you are clear on the services you want to offer, who you're going to help, how you're going to do it, you've got your process in place, we're going to talk about taking action. Actually, we're not going to talk about taking action. You're going to take action. I'm going to give you an email template that you can take and apply, and I'm going to give you a homework assignment to email 10 people in your network with that email template based on everything that you've built and the homework you've done throughout the entire week. And we're also going to talk about pricing. One of the biggest questions that I get is, Amanda, how do I know what to price my services? And I will tell you, I'm not the one who's going to tell you exactly what to price your services. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk about the methodology about pricing your services, how to think about it, especially in the long run when you go to replace your salary. But more importantly, I'm going to show you different platforms that will allow you to get a sense of what the market is charging and what the market's willing to pay. And especially in the beginning about getting started and all that good stuff. And then lastly, I'll also be sharing a way that if you want to take this content, this information on a deeper level, apply it and see massive results for yourself, I'm going to share with you a way that you can do that. So again, make sure you download the workbook to go with this challenge. It's at shediditherwaypodcast.com/challenge. Also in the notes below this video. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get ready for day 1. Okay. So day 1, the biggest thing for now is I want you to know that anything is possible for you in 2020. If you want to start a business and quit your job, it is possible. If you want, I want you to create a life that at the end of 2020, you look back and go, oh my gosh, where you are so totally in awe that you blow your own mind, that you're like, I can't believe I did that. Although I can believe I did that, but you were just so flippin' proud of everything that you created and you are doing it. You're proud of yourself and everything that you have accomplished. And getting there really just, it all starts with our thinking, because what we think causes an emotion that creates an action and produces a result. This is a concept that I was first introduced to when I read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, that our mind literally it creates our reality and what we live today. Our current circumstances in which we are living are simply just evidence of what we've previously thought, right? So our thoughts are caused by our circumstances and what we choose to focus on, because where focus goes, energy flows and results will show. There are 3 key main challenges that I see new business owners getting hung up on. And part of them has to do with mindset. And so I want to go through an exercise to really demonstrate for you. Again, even if you have a website, still stay with me here, because what I'm going to show you can apply to anything in your business and in your life. So let's say you want to quit your job in 2020 and you're not exactly sure where to start or what services to offer. So you think, well, wait a second, who would even hire me and what services do I even offer? Okay. You think that, and then the next thought might be, well, if I'm going to start a business, I first need a website to be legit, right? Followed by the occasional, well, oh, will this even work? I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so busy. There's so many people doing what I already want to do. And my friend, these thoughts create the perfect stall out storm. If you want to do absolutely nothing and stay where you're at, continue thinking those thoughts, okay? But what I want for you to really take away from this is that the amount of doubt, acknowledge and realize that the amount of doubt that is created from the question of asking, who would even hire me and for what, creates a level of uncertainty that even when you get to the next question of, I need to build a website before I do anything, but how do I do it? Puts you in overdrive of overwhelm, because now you're questioning, how do I even do it? How do I build a website? What do I even offer? I can't get started until I have a website, but I don't even know how to build a website and I don't really know what I'm offering. And then you get to the final question, you no longer have any motivation. And as a result, you don't take any action. And by the constant inaction, you perpetuate that like the current reality of not taking action. And I can confidently sit here and share this with you because I've been there. I've been in the cycle of perpetuating a reality that I was like, what the heck is happening? This is not what I want to be doing. Like, I know what I want to be doing, but why am I not taking action, right? And so what I want for you for this exercise, that whatever it is always continue to be mindful and aware of your thoughts that you think and the questions that you ask, because your life is determined by the quality of your questions. You ask a really good question, you get a really good answer. If you ask a crappy question, you're going to get a really crappy result. This is also with sales, which I teach in creating the buying environment and discovery process, but not right now. Anyway, okay. So what I want you to do is really be mindful of where your focus is, because where your focus goes, energy flows, results show. If you are constantly focused on the lack and the scarcity of it, that is what you're going to continue to receive. And so I want you to shift it from lack to abundance and remind yourself that there is plenty out there to go around. That it's not about that when one person lands a client, it doesn't mean that there are less clients out there for you. What it means is that it's evidence that there are clients out there and you can get a client just as easy and just as many as that other person. Everything is evidence of what is possible, okay? Figuring out exactly what you want to do in the beginning really isn't the most important thing. Maybe you start offering services and you're kind of like, oh, this feels clunky. Like, I feel like I'm doing a bunch of different things and I'm not really sure that this is what I want to do. That's okay. You're just starting out. It's messy in the beginning. And it's really not about getting it perfect. It's just about getting it started. So tomorrow, we're going to go over an exercise that I'm going to help you narrow down the 3 to 5 services that you want to offer and how to get to that place to realize that those are the 3 to 5 services, okay? Then what I want to get into, this is also now we're going to move into like the belief structure. So when it comes to building a website, your belief might be that in order to have a legit business, I first need a website. But I want to ask you, is it true? Because is it possible to have a business with clients without having a website in the beginning and in the middle or even now, right? And so for this example, this is where you want and I need you to focus on finding evidence. And so what that means is that you're looking for what might be true outside of it. So what I want you to do is I want you to, not only for this exercise again, but for other thoughts and beliefs that you may have, is ask yourself, yes, but is it true? So in this case, is it true that the only way I can have a legit business with clients is by having a website? And of course, the answer is no, it's not true. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I can't say that it is true. So it means that there's another way to have a business without having a website, a successful business without having a website. So then you have to ask yourself, okay, well, if it's not true, then what are the other ways? And this is when you start to look for evidence. You start to seek out people who have built successful businesses from scratch with zero website. And by doing this and finding the evidence of other people doing this, you start to prove to yourself what is possible and that it is possible to start a business from scratch without having a website, without needing to have it perfectly done. Because again, my goal for all my clients and what I know my sweet spot or zone of genius is really taking the complicated, overwhelming things and boiling it down into specific steps that get you into action. And that is what the whole purpose of this entire challenge is because I want to show you and demonstrate and give you the tools and resources you need that will help you just pare down getting clients and show you how easy it is with the simple process. Now, the process is simple and the process can be easy, but it's going to take some work. You're going to have to show up, right? But what I want you to do is continue to be a watcher of your thoughts and find evidence of what is possible for the life that you want to create. I can give you 2 examples. One, my friend, a close friend of mine, this past year, in 2019, did over $200,000 in her business without a website. And that is amazing. And I'll tell you how she did that. And she did it because she had so many phone calls, learning about people, servicing the people, showing up and going and living in her zone of genius and doing that. Now, you might also say like, okay, $200,000 is a lot of money. Like, I don't know if I can do it. I haven't stretched my belief that's fine. That's just one example. Another example is a really good friend of mine. She's a virtual assistant. When she first started her business, she had zero website. What she had was connections. She had people that she reached out to in her immediate network that ultimately led her to a client that she still works with today. And she was able to replace her corporate income at the time and quit her job. And she didn't have a website. So it is completely possible. You just have to live in the mindset of what is possible and allow yourself that space to take a different action than what you might be doing today. So I know that this is a video, this is on YouTube, but you can also listen and tune into the podcast if you can't always catch the videos. So I'm going to leave a link below here as well, but come hang out with me on Instagram. You can find it at She Did It Her Way Instagram handle. I'd love for you to know what's been your biggest takeaway, whether it's today or future days throughout this entire challenge. And I want to learn more about you and journey of you building your business. So tomorrow is day 2. It's all about creating your roadmap. Until then, my friend, keep doing it your way.